Hi Facebook Live, Lee Sloan back. This is my second live stream and I hope you can join me for this. Wow, it's really a challenge to do this every week. I'm going to try doing this every week. I just wanted to say hi to you from beautiful Alaska. I'm on the east side of town. This is close to where I live, over at Turpin Park here. And so one of the reasons I love living in this area is just, it's one of the most culturally diverse places you can live in the United States. Actually, I think that one of our high schools over here is like the second most diverse high school in America. And so I just love living here. I love the neighborhood that we live in. And I have to speak to this. Like everybody's talking about the issue of racial tension in America. And sometimes we hesitate to talk about it. I hesitate to talk about it because you just don't want to start a war or anything, right? And you don't want to put your foot in your mouth or anything like that. But we talk about politics, and I'm not a politician. I'm a pastor, and so I kind of, for the sake of unity, you don't really want to put your foot in things. But there are things that we just need to speak to, and that we just need to open our mouths about, and we have to get over our fears, right? And so as most everybody is heartbroken about the recent events of white supremacist groups rising up. And I just think about how not so much the public discourse about it, because yeah, there's a place for that. But I just want to, even beyond the grassroots level, I just want to talk about the heart root level, because that's what I know to talk to and to speak to, is the heart root of what's going on in our society. And it really has to do with the nature of mankind, right? We have this thing called sin in the world, and we all have the same basic needs, right? We see our differences and we talk a lot about our differences, but we really all have the same basic human needs, and that's things like the need for belonging, the need for safety, the need to feel like we're valued, contributing members of society, and that what we do matters, and that it's going to last beyond us, and it's going to extend into our future generations, right? We want to be significant, and that's at the heart of who we are. But the thing is, none of us, hopefully maybe watching this, consider ourselves supremacists in any way. But there are seeds in us that are, how would you say, maybe elitist. And we think of ourselves sometimes more highly than we ought. And we like to put ourselves in certain categories, and sometimes we put other people down in order to do that. I think of this even from the time that people are young. Like, when I was growing up, I went to the LA public school system, and man, there were these groups of girls, and they would walk around like they were the queens, right? And everyone else around them was less than, and they stuck together in groups because it's that feeling of belonging. And even if you think about gangs, the reason people join up with gangs is to feel a sense of safety, for one, because they feel unsafe, and because they need to feel that sense of belonging, right? But the problem is that they put other people's sense of safety and belonging at risk when they do that, correct? And so the thing is, in Jesus, we can have belonging, we can have safety, we can have a sense of purpose and security and significance. And Jesus showed us the way to that. And so I think that there's a healthy thing that we can realize in all of us, that we crave significance, all right? It's not a bad thing, but when we go about putting other people down to get it, that's the way of the evil in our world. And so I just think it's really important that we take a look beyond all of the political arguments, and we look into our own hearts and go, is there any bit of this in me? Is there any bit that I'm contributing to the problem? I just think it's really unhealthy if we always push it out into society as society's problem. And I just want to ask for healing for our nation, and for each individual heart, that we can find significance in Him. We can find belonging in Jesus. And we can find that our differences, actually, we can lean on one another. The way that Jesus showed us is that to be great, the desire for greatness isn't bad, but it's created to serve. And so anytime that you have an advantage over someone else, It's the reason it's there is so that you can lift others up, not just so you can exalt yourself. And so God, we just come humbly before you, and we just ask for healing for our nation. We ask for forgiveness for the fear that we've had to have these discussions and to open up and really talk about the issues that matter, and for us to close ourselves off to people that are different from us, Lord, and to people that even have different ideas, God, and to in any way that we've closed off our hearts to love any group of people just based on the group that they're a part of, Lord. I just ask you to break that in us. Break our hearts, God, for love, for a supernatural love, for a love that passes all boundaries, God. And for those of us who do have favor, we all have certain measures of favor in different areas of our lives, but I just ask that you would cause us to use our favor, not to trample on other people, but to lift other people up, God, to give a voice to those who don't have a voice, God. In any small way we can do that, Lord. Help us overcome our fears so that we can walk powerful and free, and so that this nation can be known for being the land of the free and the home of the brave. We just thank you for all of the blessings that we enjoy, and I thank you for my little cul-de-sac, God. I thank you for the people that are surrounded, that I surround myself with, and that you've put those people in my life for a reason. And so we just love you. We bless you. I hope this encourages you. This emboldens you to stand up for what's right. God bless you in your day and your whole week. See you next week.